Alright, before starting this video, I have a quick message for you. So do watch it and then start the video. Okay. So this video I'm making after finishing this whole project. Okay, I just finished recording the whole, the whole video, the whole series right now, and I do want to express my words with you all. So before starting this video, I wanted to share that I worked really super hard on this particular project. I basically was thinking out of the box. I came up with a new idea because most of the time people tend to make a YouTube clone, Netflix clone, or any other CRUD applications as a part of their resume projects. And I have even also taken a lot of interviews and viewed lots of resumes, and I have seen a common pattern in everyone. And this really disheartens to my heart to see that people are not innovative enough to come up with new project ideas. And also, this is one of the primary reasons why your resume is not getting selected. So to fix that, you should have a unique, outstanding project. Okay, if someone looks at your resume and sees, oh, he has made a sketchbook. Okay, he has made a Google Docs or video recorder application, or he has also made a Google Docs or whatsoever. And that is an eye-catching moment. Okay, the recruiter sees that okay, he has done something innovative, he has done something out of the box, and why should not we give him a chance? So do check this out whole series if you wanna improve your resume. Okay, and I'll be coming up with more and more projects for you all. And please like this video if you have watched this till the end, or if you are going to watch this till the end, I don't know, but do give it a like and do share it with your friends, because I am working super hard on providing the Class C education for free, for which many people are charging. Okay, I am coming up with various initiatives to help you all clear interviews. So please like this video, share this with your friends, and by the end of the video there is also a small message, okay, at the very last. Then please do watch it. Okay, I also need some motivation to come up with new ideas to make videos, because it takes a lot of effort, money, and my time to come up a lengthy videos. Okay, I might already assume this is approximately 4 hour long video. Even there are movies that are only 2 hours long and they take years to make. Okay, I have worked super hard on this. Okay, please support me on this and tag me on Instagram, LinkedIn, or Twitter with your projects, with your initiatives, and let us spread the word out and let us make it really big. Okay, with that let's get video started. And yeah, happy to see you all. Jai Bholenath and welcome to JS Cafe. It's good to see you all after a very long time. I know I haven't been making videos in quite a long time because I got super busy with a lot of stuffs going around. So if you are following me on LinkedIn or Twitter, you already know where I have been busy. So if you aren't aware, so let me give you a quick walkthrough of what has been happening since then. So first thing, I started with JS Yatra course, as you all know, and the first endeavor was the JS Yatra complete interview package. So this is a complete interview package course where 210 students have enrolled so far, and this was a great initiative, because I have been getting a lot of feedbacks, and that everyone is really happy, and it was really helpful for their interview preparations. You might already know about this. So there is a small free film for you. You can, even if you haven't enrolled for this particular course, then you can just click on go to this link and click on preview. You will be able to see that small movie that I had created for you. It is also there on YT, but if you haven't checked it out, I think you should, because it clearly mentions why I created this course, what is my intention behind it, and who is that mysterious man, who is this guy you are seeing, right? This is a mystery in itself. So do check this out. I'm not asking you to purchase this course. If you ask for feedbacks, ask for peer reviews. If you feel this is okay for you, check the content. If you really feel that the questions that I am solving in this particular masterpiece course is applicable. You haven't heard of these questions in a quite while time, and you really stuck in these questions, then I think you should check this out. You have this particular system design module where we are solving these questions, and I have explained each topic in depth. Then you have machine coding, then you have JavaScript coding, and then you have DSA, live lectures. So live lectures is not conducted by me. I invite guests from various organizations. So we had one guy from Google, then we had one guy from Apollo .io, and we are, I am actively looking for more guests, to conduct live lectures. So that was it about this particular course. There is, I guess, one guest lecture pending, and we'll be wrapping this up soon. So this was a complete interview package thing. And once this was completed, after that, what I did was I was working on my next endeavor. I started writing a book. So this was a complete JavaScript handbook. If you're not aware of this, so this is around 100 plus pages book where we have talked about fundamentals of JavaScript. So if you haven't learned about what is fundamental of JavaScript and everything, so if you click on this free preview link, if you just copy the link and open, it would take you to a free preview. So this is the book, this is the author page, copyright, and this is a small index. So this is what you can pause the video and have a look what is the content we are going to study. So this is foundations, garbage collection, memory leak, in single thread, and then foundations 2, scope chain, hoisting, closures, and whatnot, type cohesions, prototypes, function slope, and this and everything, a lot of stuff, a basic thing that is needed. What is the best part about this is that in this we have, if you look at this, we have 100 plus code examples. So there are, I have tried to explain each and every topic with the help of examples and its output and explanation. And I have heavily used infographics. Infographics is that, mixture of graphics, charts, and other stuffs. So I basically, tried, this was the first time I have written this book, and I'm really not sure how this will go, but it is already there. Now you can just go and buy it out and download the PDF and keep it for forever. And yeah, there is a drawback. You're downloading it, you can share it. So if you think your 5 friends are interested, then one of them can particularly buy it and share it among 5. I don't know. It's up to you. So this was the second thing. And the third thing which I am currently working on is the next version of the jscafe.dev website. I'll not tell you what I have planned for that, because it would be a really great surprise. It might take some time to get it running on production. It is currently in the development phase, and something exciting, something interactive is coming, because currently on the existing website, if you go jscafe.dev, so this is pretty much a regular WordPress website where you can look for the questions, you can get the solutions, but you cannot code on here. Got the hint? I won't speak much, but I am completely revamping this website in NextJs. We'll be using Backend, we'll be using a lot of things is happening. So I have set up a small team as well. If you are interested in contributing to the next phase of JS Cafe website, then hit me on Telegram, or you can write me a mail, shoot me your resume. And so what you can contribute either on the front end, that is a build on NextJs and React, or you can contribute on the back end that is being written on NodeJs. I know there is Bun.js in the market, that is being told as a Node.js killer, but we don't know yet. I can't experiment on my dream project. So we'll be using Node, we'll be deploying it, and yeah, if you are interested in joining my team, then hit me up. I am available on Discord, LinkedIn, Telegram, or wherever you want to. Alright, so this was a quick what I say, this was a brief summary, like where I have been busy, and also I have been busy making a small project as well. So about which we are going to discuss in today's video. So we are going to discuss about the JS Cafe sketchbook. Finally, we are on the topic right now. Thanks for bearing with me up till now, because it was necessary to tell you like where I have been busy, what I have been working on. Okay, so it's been a long time I haven't made videos. Okay, so finally I am back. Okay, no more paid courses right now. Total focus on YouTube, provide you the free content and get you crack big brands. All right, let's get started. All right, so what we are going to build in this particular series. So what is the objective that behind this particular series? The objective is that people have been making really boring projects like Netflix clone, YouTube clone, or Facebook social media clone, or whatsoever, or maybe simple to-do apps, weather apps. These kind of projects are okay, but like it's present in every resume which you review. So it is really important to stand out. Okay, if I am able to, if as a recruiter I am seeing that okay, Netflix clone is present in every other resume, why would I select you? Give me some reason to select your resume. Okay, this is where this particular series pitch in. In this particular series, we are not going to build any toy project. We are not going to build Netflix clone. We are not going to build Facebook clone. We are not going to build YouTube clone. We are going to build some high class projects which is not being taken up by any developer. Okay. How often do you see someone making a sketchboard? How often do you see someone making a video conferencing tool? How often do you see someone making Google Sheets? How often do you see someone making Google Docs? How often do you see someone making XYZ tool or image tool? Some, for example, image cropper, image editor. You haven't, right? And this is exactly what we will be building in this particular series. I'm starting off this series with my first project, which is the sketchboard. So JavaScript sketchboard is basically a tool like if you have heard of Miro board, if you have heard of Xcali okay. So let me tell you about Xcali draw. So Xcali draw, if you go it over here, so if I select a pen, I can draw, I can erase, I can draw again, I can change colors, I can change something, I don't know what was that. But I think you'll get the stroke width. Why is it updating? Okay. So this is what we are going to build. So this particular tool, Xcali Draw, was the inspiration behind making the JS Cafe sketchbook tool. So let me give you a quick preview. Okay, what is this particular tool? So you can draw. Okay, you can change the brush size. Okay, this is working fine. You can change the colors. You can erase it. You can change the brush size. It is like this. Then I increase it, and then like this. Okay, and you can download this as well. So if I get Sketch 7, I download it. I open this. Okay, this is what we made just now. And you can also start reverting. You can see like this, okay, and you can redo stuffs, and then you can start drawing again, change colors and whatnot. So this is a very regular tool. And there is one more thing. If I just duplicate it, okay, and let's just refresh right now. Wait, I need to start the server as well. Give me a second. Okay, now let us hit this. Okay, so I have two instances, okay, of the same application. Now if I draw something on one line, you can see that I can see it on the another as well. Okay, let me bring this on the side and let me have this. Okay, now if I draw, you can see that it is also drawing on the another system as well. So if I just copy this URL and open it on any other any other window as well, then whatever I perform over here, whatever brush size I change, whatever color I choose, whatever I erase, so you can see that that is exactly replicated on another window. This is using WebSockets behind the scene, and we are going to learn how this is working. Okay. So this was the Heavy JS Cafe sketchbook project, and we'll be building this out. What we are going to learn in this particular project, we are going to learn building applications with NextJS, Tailwind. We are going to use NodeJS for the backend. We are going to use WebSockets. We are going to learn about the Canvas APIs. We are going to learn about managing states with Redux toolkit and optimizing the codes and maintaining the large project and making it more readable. So this was the basic overview of this sketchbook project, and without wasting any time, now let us dive into building this particular thing. So let's get started. Alright, so let's get started with setting up our project. So we'll head on to the NextJS website, NextJS documentation, and we'll copy this particular snippet to create our NextJS application. So we'll copy this and we'll paste, and we'll rename it as JS Cafe Sketchbook. We'll head on to hit enter. We'll need TypeScript, obviously no. We'll not using it right now. We'll use ESLint, we'll use Tailwind, we'll use SRC, we'll not use the app router, we'll not alias, and this is it. So let it install, and meanwhile, if you head on to the socket.io website, this is what we'll be needing to establish socket connection between the various clients. Why do we need that is because we have during the preview I demonstrated that when you draw something over here.
Wait. Did you check the JS Cafe website? Here you can find the solutions to all the problems that I've solved on the channel. Plus, you also get an organized curriculum in the form of roadmap to help you crack any interview. So what are you waiting for? Go to jscafe.dev and start your front-end journey with us.
Okay. And if you have the same URL being served on another tab, the same is being mimicked on that particular tab or the instance of the browser as well. So that thing which we discussed is being handled via what we call as WebSocket connection, and we'll understand that in depth how that is working behind the scenes and what are the use cases behind that. And we'll be setting up the Express.js server for that. But that is a part of something that we'll do it in the later half of the video. So we don't have to worry about it right now. All we need to worry about is setting up the base client, getting things drawing like this. We have to set up everything like colors, brushes, and the toolbars and other stuffs. So let's head on and just install the client part first. And we'll go to over here and we'll go to cd JS Cafe Sketchbook. Okay, we are here now, and all I have to do is I'll have to paste this socket.io client, let it install, and meanwhile we have to also install this Redux toolkit. Redux toolkit is we'll be using it for the state management because if you look, this is having three various components. One is this toolbar, one is this menu bar, and one is the whole canvas. So we'll be having three major components, and to keep these components in sync, we'll be needing a global state for the application. For that, we'll be using Redux toolkit, and it is really simple to use. So we'll install this, and we'll also need Redux for the bindings. Okay, we install this, and we'll be also using Font Awesome for the icons. So if you see, these are some really classy icons over here. And to use that, we'll be using this React icons of Font Awesome. So we'll head on and install this as well. And lastly, we'll be using this class name package because it makes us use multiple classes on a single element, and we can, that keeps it very tidy. Otherwise, it really goes messy. Okay. So For that part I am using class names, and that is it. That is all we'll be needing right now for the client to work. So we have done the basic setup, and we can close this not the part for font awesome. Okay, but okay, we'll see that later. Okay, so what we have to do is we have to create a new window, and let me bring on to the screen, obviously, and we open a folder. Okay, so we have opened this thing, and we'll not using this terminal. Instead, we'll be using the terminal from the VS Code. And let us zoom this a little so that it is quite visible for you all. So I hope this is pretty much visible. All right, so let us start our server npm run dev, and we'll open localhost 3000. Awesome. So we have got this application running, and what we have to do is we have to start setting up the application. So we have this pages, we have these styles. So if we head on to index, we'll not be using this whatever is being added. So let's clear this. And what is that? Okay, we're not using this font. We don't need image, and this is all we need. So for setting up the project, let me set up the project. We need styles, we need index.js, we need components. All right. So let's get started with our development. So you can see that we are having, we'll first focus on the UI. We'll start building the basic UI. We need the menu bar, we need the side toolbar, and when we need the canvas. So that is the 3 steps we are going to make the UI in. So let's get started. So I head on to the, okay, we are over here. Obviously, I'll create a new folder and I'll call it as components. Okay, so we'll be needing 3 major components. We need a menu bar. We need a menu bar. We need a toolbox. Okay, and we need a board. Okay, board is a place that will contain the canvas for us. So we have done this board, menu, toolbox, and other stuffs, and we have this thing running. The first item we'll pick is the menu. So I'll create a file called as index.js, and I'll create a CSS file for this index.module.css. Why module.css? Because I don't want to write strings. I want to directly refer to the objects from the module. If you're not aware of this thing, it's okay. We'll see that. I'll teach you about that, don't worry. And obviously, if you are someone who is not aware of NextJs, I think this is pretty much very similar to writing React. Okay, at the end we'll be writing React in this whole project, and we'll be using certain parts of the Next only, like the Tailwind compilations and other stuffs, and writing post CSS stuff. So that is a thing we are choosing Next.js, because when we deploy, it is really very easy to handle Tailwind configuration, post CSS, and other stuffs. And that is why I have chosen Next.js for that. All right, enough talking. Let us go to the menu and let us start building our UI first. Okay. So if we head on to the menu, what we have to do is we have to first of all create a container, and we have to styles our icon. So over here, if we go to the implementation, we have this container. Okay, this box is a container, and this whole glowy thing which you see around the icon is the icon wrapper, and inside the icon wrapper we are containing our icons. Okay, so this is what we are going to implement over here. So what we have to do is first of all create a functional component const menu. and we are going to return a div, and this div would be our menu wrapper. And inside the menu container, what we'll be having is we'll be having a div. Okay, this div would be the icon wrapper, and this icon wrapper will contain our icons. Okay, so let us start importing the icons one by one from Font Awesome. So if we go to Font Awesome, 1 second. Okay, so if we come over to React, so this is what we are installing: SVG, React, Font Awesome, and other stuffs. Okay, I think we missed some of these icons parts. So let us first install this. Let's create one more terminal and hit enter. So this help us install, and we'll go back to the place and we have to import the icons like this. Okay, so we have to first of all copy this part. Let us paste this over here. We just got all the icons for non-sub icons, and what we need now, we need this pencil, we need eraser, we need undo, redo, and we need the download buttons. Okay, so we go to the icons and I search for pencil. Okay, and I click for free. So this was the icon which I am using, I think. Yeah, this is the first one. If you click on this, you get the HTML, React, and other stuff. So we click React, and this is what we are getting over here: FA Solid, FA Pencil. Okay, so but in this, what they are doing is, when we are doing with React, they are importing it from like this with an object. Okay, so I'll be doing the same. So let me grab all the icons from the SVG's icons like this, and let me paste it over here. Okay, so we have copied FA Pencil, FA Eraser, left, right, and download button. Okay, and how they are consuming this, they are doing it like this. Okay, this is what they are doing. So I'll do the same. I'll copy my icon over here and I'll call it as FA Pencil, and I'll just repeat this thing for eraser, left, right, and down. Okay, so this would be left, this would be right, and this would be down. Okay, let me save this and see if it is running. Okay, so we have to first of all import this menu. So let me just do the quick import default menu, and we just do import menu from components slash menu. Okay, and we are rendering the menu component like this. Okay, we save the project. Okay, so we are getting some really big icons. Okay, because we have not provided the sizes and other stuff, that is why it is big. So we'll add the stylings and other stuff, that is not a issue. Okay, so we'll head on to the icons over here. So this is our thing. So we'll create some styles for us. So first of all, this would be a class name, and this is clear. This would be styles dot menu container. Okay, class name, and this would be styles dot icon wrapper. Okay, and what is the style of this icon? The style of this icon would be styles dot icon. Okay, so let us change this thing for all, and we add a icon class.
Oh, hey there. What you are looking at is the Discord community of JS Cafe. Are you a front-end developer looking for a community where you can connect with others in the industry, get mentorship, and find jobs and internship opportunities? Look no further. I am excited to announce that I have launched a new Discord community exclusively for front-end developers. Whether you are a beginner or an experienced developer, our community is the perfect place to share your knowledge, resolve doubts, and learn from each other. To join the Discord community, you can visit the About section of the YouTube channel and you can find the link. Now let's continue to the video.
Okay, and we import styles. Okay, we are now going to import the styles. Import styles from /index.module.css. Okay, and because we are using module.css, that is why we are going to apply styles like this instead of writing strings. Okay, so this is one advantage, and most of the big companies also use the same pattern. Okay, instead of writing classes in strings, what they do is they directly import it as an object from the CSS and they apply styles like this. Okay, this is more convenient way. Okay, we should avoid writing string literals in the project. Okay, by string literals I mean using strings like this. Okay, xyz or something. The more you use constants, the more you use objects, okay, and other stuffs, it makes it easier for you to make this particular project more scalable, and it is very readable as well. So avoid using literals, and we will be focusing in this project how we can you basically use objects and constants, and how we can make this project more big and maintainable. Okay, we will see that in a moment, but for now let us first of all write all the styles that we have to do. Okay, so if we go to over here, we need a menu container. Okay, so in the if you don't know Tailwind CSS, okay, so quick search. Let us go to components. No, this is not the one. We go to docs. Yeah, this is the place. So here we can quickly search for, if you want to implement flex. Okay, if you want to give a flex box, you just have to write flex. Okay, let me see. Flex basis is this. Flex none. Flex box is there. One second. I think we have to search for flex box or display flex. If you search for display, if you write flex, it will give you display flex property automatically. So what we will be doing is we'll be utilizing these shorthand properties, and we'll quickly write all the CSS in one line. Let me tell you how. So if you write apply, okay, apply is the keyword if you want to use Tailwind classes, and px5 is padding left 1.25 rem and padding right 1.25 rem. So 1.25 rem is 20 pixels. Okay, px5, and we will give py1 flex justify between. So justify between is justify content between, and we will give width as 1/4. Width -1/4 is 25% of width. Then position absolute. Okay, position absolute, we will give it in the starting. Absolute. Okay, and we will give left as 50%. So left -1/2. Then top would be top 10, 2.5 rem, and rounded MD. So rounded SMMD. Okay, so rounded MD is border radius 6 pixels. Okay, save this and see this if it is looking. Okay, these are all the icons over here. Okay, this is the icon for us. Why this is all coming black? Okay, this is coming black because we have not I think removed the styles. Okay, This is all the style happening. We have to remove this. Okay, so this is now working fine. Okay, this is over here, but we have to also fix this a little. So what we will do is we will be having a post config, no, not post config, we'll be using tail config css. Okay, so why we want to use tail config css? Because we are going to use many colors in this project. Okay, so if you see over here, so the border color is same for these two boxes, the background color is same if of these two boxes. This is some transparent white thing. And what else? So the icons colors, the hovering colors, okay, these are pretty much same over here. So we also have to make it themeable. So we have to add theme in this project. By theme, what we mean that is we can reuse the colors for multiple components. Okay, so for that only we need a config. Okay, or let me grab the config for you so that I don't have to recreate it again. So I copy this, and inside the themes, after extend, I'm adding all the colors. Okay, these are all the colors for us. Okay, don't worry what the color is, how they came. You can experiment with these colors, but this is the themeable colors which I will be using in this particular project. I have background, shadow, border, and text colors. Okay, so by adding these things, these colors, I will be able to use these colors at multiple components by using the theme property. Okay, I'll tell you how that works in a moment. So if I say that I want the border, okay, I want the border, I want 1 pixel, solid, theme, okay, theme, and then a string colors dot border 1. Okay, this automatically came for me. Now if I save this and I go to the project, you can see this border automatically came, and I can reuse this color via this theme. So how colors dot border 1 came in? So colors, this is colors dot border 1 b8 b8 b8. Okay, this is what we got. And similarly we can apply some other properties, but let us something fix that, because this box is at the very right now. Okay, we have to make this in the center. So to do that, we'll be using a transform translate x minus 50%. Why minus 50%? Because we gave a left property as 50%. So we want the axis of the object. So this is the axis, middle center. I want to shift this by 50% so that it remains in the center. So if I do this, it comes in the center. Okay, this is okay. Now I want to add box shadow. Box shadow would be theme colors dot shadow 1. Okay, and there is some background color. Let me give a semicolon. Background color is theme colors dot background 1. Okay, so this is the icons for us. Now inside these icons, what we saw that we have icon wrapper and icon. So if you know the post CSS thing, okay, we can nest classes over here. So icon wrapper is inside menu container. Okay, so inside menu container I can write icon wrapper. So let me copy this icon wrapper over here like this. So this is a valid thing. This is a post CSS stuff. And I'll apply some tailwind classes, like I want the cursor to be pointer, I want the height to be 40 pixels, I want the width to be 40 pixels. Okay, I want a flex thing, so giving flex, justify content center, and items center is align item centers, and the same thing rounded MD, same border radius. And when we save this, okay, you can see there is more spacing now. Okay, this is looking very pretty. Now I want is that when I hover on it or when the icon is active. So currently this pencil icon is active. Currently this eraser is active. Okay, so these two states are having this hover background color stuff. Okay, so I want to add that. So I will be adding ampersand hover state, or it is a active state. Okay, we will see how we will be adding this active class. Currently we have not added this active class over here. Okay, this is not over here. We will be using when we will integrate the redux toolkit, and when we will have all the states with us. At that moment we will add the active class over here, but right now we need hover, and we will add this thing later. So when we are hovering or whenever any icon is active, I want to change the background color to be theme colors dot text 2. Okay, and the icons, individual icon, I want to give icon a size. Okay, so the color first of all would be theme colors dot text 1. And what else? Let me add this. And the font size will be 20 pixels. Okay, so this is something is wrong. What is not pure? Pure selectors must contain at least one local. Okay. So if we go to tailwind, if we go to post css config. So if I go to the post css config, you see that we are having tailwind css and we are having auto prefixer, but we are not having the system of nesting. So if I go tailwind nesting, okay, using with preprocessors, and if we scroll down, this come nesting. So to add support for nesting declaration, we recommend our bundled tailwind css nesting to be in the post css plugin. Okay, so I have to copy this tailwind nesting over here, and I have to paste this and save it, and we have to restart our server. Okay, so if I restart my server, you can see that this is now working fine. Okay, so we have done the layouting for the menu item in this part. Now in the next part we'll be adding the UI for this particular toolbox. Okay, this is a toolbox over here. All right, so we have completed with the UI of our menu component, and meanwhile I had also put up the commits for this repository. So I'll be sharing the link of this repo in the video description, and as we are progressing with the project, I'll keep on adding commits so that we can have a proper track, and this source code will be made available for the public. So we have finished the UI of menu. Now is the time to design this particular toolbox component. We have this thing. We can make some UI for this toolbox. We can change colors. We can change the brush size. Okay, and we have this. This is also being used as an eraser. So we have to make this toolbox component, and we can directly see that this menu item and the toolbox, they are interacting with each other, although they are a separate component. So we'll see how we can use a redux toolkit to establish a connection between these two items. But for now, let's just focus on the UI and complete the UI of this toolbox. So I'll head over to my code base, and inside the toolbox component, I'll create two files, index.js and index.module.css. Okay, we have got our toolbox. Will not need post CSS. We are done with tailwind config. We don't need global, we don't need, we need pages, but not right now. Okay, so let's initialize our functional component, const toolbox is returning something, and we are doing export default toolbox. Okay, and this particular toolbox, what we can see right now from the UI is that, let's just see. So there is a toolbox wrapper, and there are two items. One is stroke and one is the brush. Okay, so there are two items, and each item has like title and the items. Okay, so we'll follow the same pattern for this. So first of all, we'll have a div for the whole container. So I'll write div. This is the whole container, and inside this container we are having individual items. So this would another div for the items. Okay, and this, let's say this is the first item. So this first item is containing a title. So for title, let's just use what, h4 something, I don't know, h4, and I'll call it as stroke. Okay, so stroke color, something like that. Okay, and here we have another div. Okay, this div will contain all the colors. Okay, so I'll add a div over here. This is a structure. Okay, this div will not contain anything because that is a color. Okay, and this particular color will have like what, will have black, red, green, blue, orange and yellow. Okay, so I'll just keep this as it is for now. Assume that we'll have multiple colors like this. Okay, so I'll keep it right now as it is, and I'll add one more item, and I'll call it as brush size. This particular brush size will contain a container, and in this it will be having a input of type. So this particular thing over, you see that this is a range slider. Okay, this is a range input box. So we need to type a range. Okay, we have a range, and I'll say that I'll start off with minimum of 1 and maximum of what's it, 10. At each step I want to increment it by 1. Okay, and on change I'll handle something. Okay, so I'll say that update brush size, and let's just quickly create this function for now. Okay, it will not do anything right now, but later on we'll add more logic to it. And what else I'm missing? I need to close this. All right, so this is the basic structure. Let's quickly import this in the pages. We have imported toolbox, and we are done with it. Something is okay, we need to wrap this inside a fragment. Okay, so let's refresh, and we can see this is working. Okay, this is the brush over here, this is the stroke, and we haven't added any color, so it is not visible. Now is the time for us to write some styles. Okay, so I'll say that we'll go to menu. We will now update the styles. So we'll import styles from index module.css, and let's first give the classes. So this particular div over here is what? This is the toolbox container. So the style, okay, styles. Okay, I'll just copy this particular part so that it is easy to add styles for the styles dot toolbox container. And then we have individual items. So this would be styles dot tool item. Okay, this goes for this as well, brush style as well. And this particular is what, this is h4. So h4 would be our tool text. Okay, so this is our tool text or tool heading, whatever. So this would be tool text. We'll give the same style to brush size. Okay, and then we have this particular thing. This is our item container. And we'll give the same to this particular div. And we have colors over here. So colors, we can write it something like color box. Why color box? Because these are boxes containing colors. Okay, so color box I think might be the proper name. So we can give them a style as color box. Okay, and individually we also have to give colors as well. So I haven't created any what I say constant file for a utility. So we need one. Okay, so we need to create a constant. So we'll create a new file and I call it constants.js. And let us see where this file is. It is in the src. So we'll have to just move this to src. Okay, this is the constant file, and let's create the colors. Okay, so I'm just pasting the colors over here, and we are just going to export these colors. Okay, so these are all the colors that we'll be using. So let's just quickly import colors in the toolbox. Import colors from @constants, and we'll just start giving colors. So let us go to, so we'll start off with black. So we'll write style. So we are giving inline styles to handle the colors. Okay, style equals to background color, colors dot black. Okay, and what it is saying, no duplicate props allowed. Okay, I think I messed it up. This has to be class names. Okay, so this has to be class name. All right, so class name is over here. Let me see the styles property. Okay, this is fine. So this is black. We have to give as red. Then we need a green. We need blue. We need orange. And we need yellow. Okay, and let us see if it is there. Okay, it is not there. Why? Because we haven't given the height and width to the boxes. So we will have to fix this. So let's go ahead and update this. So we are having this, we have to write the styles. All right, so the first thing first, we have a toolbox container. We are going to apply tailwind classes. So I want a padding to be of 5. I want to be position absolute. From top, I want to keep it 1/4. 1/4 actually means from top it would be 25%, and left 5 would be 20 pixels. Width 64. So 64 is 256 pixels and a rounded MD. Okay, we'll give a box shadow. Box shadow would be theme. Okay, see, it is very easy now to add colors and like reuse the theme across the project. So that is why I added that. It is really very convenient. So we have added the same shadow. Border 1 pixel. Solid. Theme. Colors dot border 1. Colors dot border 1. Then we have a background color of theme. Okay, we have got a theme, and in this theme we have got colors dot background 1. Okay, we have given the background. Let us see if it is visually appealing now a little. Okay, this looks much better. Now let's add some things. So we have done with the toolbox container. Now we have to add the styles for tool items. Okay, so these are the tool items that we have to take care of. So I'll add, so since this tool item is present inside the toolbox container, so I'll just go ahead and write dot toolbox tool item. Okay, a tool, every tool item will have some spacing from top. So I'll say apply MB5. Okay, MB5, and inside every tool item there is a tool text and item container. So I'll just copy tool text. Inside tool text, the font size is 11 pixels and the color is theme colors dot text 1. Okay, and then we have item container. Item container, since item container, see, this is the item container. So in item container I wanna arrange all these color boxes in a horizontal fashion, and also I wanna give proper spacing. So for that I'll just add a flex, display flex, and justify content between, so space between them, and a top margin of 8 pixels. Okay, and each color box. Okay, so this is our color box. So I'll just copy this color box and I'll say that each color box would have a height of what? Height of 5, so 20 pixels, width of 5, 20 pixels, margin right would be 1, okay, 4 pixels, rounded SM, okay, the border radius will be 2 pixels, and when I hover over it, the cursor should be pointer. Okay, now I have to handle the active states and the hover state. So if you look at the live project, we are getting this nice hover effect. Okay, it tells it, okay, which box we are selecting, and whatever is the active box, that box is getting this hover state also. Okay, these border. So we have to add this. So we'll, as you already know how we do that, we write ampersand hover, and we have an active class which we will dynamically add and remove based on the user interaction. This will come later, okay, because we haven't written the logic right now, but this will come when we write the logics. So I'll add border 1.5 pixels, solid theme, colors dot border 2. Okay, and box shadow theme, I'll give colors dot shadow 2. Okay, and I'll give semicolons. I think this is it, and let us go ahead and see. Okay, you can see that I have got these boxes. I have got this nice slider, and clickable thing is not happening, okay, because the logic is not there, but we can see that we have got this nice look and this brush also. Okay, so we have made the UI, and now is the time to push commits because we have to keep track. So git add dot get commit minus m made UI of toolbox. Okay, git push origin master. Okay, so we have pushed the code for toolbox. Now we have this. Now what I am missing right now over here is the canvas. Okay, we have to set up the UI for the canvas as well because it is very important. So we will first of all not write all the logic to add the brush and everything. We'll just set up the basic canvas. Okay, so if you are not aware of canvas, let me canvas mdn. Okay, so Canvas API provides a means for drawing pictures via JavaScript and HTML. So this is the canvas tag which we get. Okay, so this canvas tag allows you to write or draw something on over it. Okay, you can draw anything, image, diagrams, lines, strokes, and everything. That is one thing. And how they are accessing it, like how you can like make this green rectangle. See, they are first of all doing canvas. Okay, they have given this id to canvas, and they are doing document dot get element by id canvas. Okay, they got this reference, and what they are doing is they are calling this function canvas dot get 2d context. Okay, so this gives you context of the current canvas, and using this context only you can perform fill rectangle, fill style, and other stuffs. Okay, so these are all the APIs: fill rectangle, fill style, that allows you to draw. So you can see that this image data, part 2D, off-screen canvas, and these are all the APIs that we are going to use. And they are also telling about some libraries that we can use, but we will not be using libraries to make things happen. So we have made UI for the toolbox. We have made UI for the menu. Now is the time for us to make the board. So board is the part where we will be drawing. Okay, so you can see that I cannot draw anything right now because we haven't actually implemented the canvas. So canvas is actually referred to as board over here. So this is our board. Okay, this whole white space, this whole screen is our board. Okay, so we have to add a board in the code base. So we go to the board folder. Inside the components, I'll create a new file, call it index.js, and I'll create a new file of CSS if it is needed. We'll see to that. But coming on to the board, I'll just quickly create my board functional component. And I'm going to do export default board, and let's just return this stuff. All right, so we have got this, and now is the time for to write some JSX. So let's head on to the canvas API, which I really showed you before. So you can see that this is the canvas tag which we get. So I'll just quickly copy. Yep, I'll just quickly copy this and add it as a return. And obviously we don't need this ID. Instead, if you are using React, then why are you using ID? You have to use ref. Come on folks, get over this. So I'll quickly create a ref, or canvas ref. Canvas ref equals to use ref from React. Awesome, and let it be just initially canvas ref equals to canvas ref, and let's just fix this. Awesome, so we got our basic. We are not using this canvas ref anywhere. Just hold on to the screen. Okay, just bear with me. we are going to start on the very interesting part. And yeah, so till this point we have been just making UI, nothing is interactable. So we'll now introduce the redux toolkit in a moment. Let's just quickly import this board component into our main page. So let me just head over here, just copy this board, go to pages, replace this and replace this as well, and create a component for board, and that's it. And let's just see how is it looking on the UI side. So how much is the canvas taking? Canvas is taking only this much. This is not what we want. We want the canvas to actually take the height and the width of the entire viewport. Okay, so this is just not acceptable. Okay, so we have to fix this. Even if I refresh, see, canvas is this much only. Okay, this is not acceptable. Let me just zoom in things for you so that it is visible. You can see that this canvas over here, right, this little guy, it is just not good. Okay, so how shall we do that? So let's head over to the board component and we'll use a use effect. It sounds so crazy, right? Use a use effect. It is just so recurring. All right, so we have got this component did mount. Actually, in hooks, there is no concept called life cycle, because actually this is just an effect which has a empty array dependency, which means that it will run only once. So if you wanna run something once, that automatically refers to a component did mount when we were using classes. As such, see, component did update is even not there. Instead, they have used array dependencies. Okay, that is a mimic behavior of component will update or did update, something like that. So don't say that there are life cycles. Okay, it is not that good. Okay, it is good in classes because you actually get life cycle methods. Okay, but it is not a life cycle method. Use effect is just a hook. Okay, it is just a hook, it is a function. So just keep that in mind. All right, enough talking. So canvas ref, we got this canvas ref, and what I want is that when initially this component is being mounted, I want to set the height and width of the canvas equal to the viewport. Okay, so first of all we'll check that if canvas ref dot current is not present, then just return it. If it is present, so for now let's just get the canvas context. So I'll just say, first of all I'll say canvas equals to canvas ref dot current. Okay, so that we don't have to use dot current every time in this hook. And now let me just get the context, would be canvas dot get context, and here I pass 2D. Okay, and now is the magic moment. Now I'll say that when you are mounting, just make sure that canvas dot width. So canvas dot width is what? Canvas ref dot current. Okay, so canvas is actually canvas ref. Okay, so canvas ref dot width would be window dot inner width. Same goes for height. It goes to inner height. Now let us save it and see it in action. If it is actually, oh, okay, see, this is actually taking the resolution. Okay, this is actually taking the viewport. So my viewport is something like this. So actually I had this browser in place, so viewport shrink. Okay, don't worry about that. That shouldn't be a problem. So it is taking height and width accurately. Now what shall we do? So what? Let's just leave this canvas right over here, because what I want is that I want to introduce you guys to Redux toolkit, so that so if you see the production application, So if I click on pencil, I get to see all these toolboxes, but if I click eraser, I only get the brush size. Okay, so I have to establish a communication between the menu and the toolbox, and that is happening with the Redux toolkit. So we'll come to this drawing part later. Okay, I'll tell you how that is done. It is really very simple. The Canvas API is just too simple to use. Okay, it is nothing rocket science. So first, let's do the basic stuff needed. Let's establish a communication between this particular toolbox and the menu. So we'll head on to the code, and we see that we have this. Let's get this board aside. We have the toolbox, we have the menu. Okay, so we have got the things over here, but inside the constants we have the colors. So let's introduce the menu items. Okay, so these are all the menu items in our code base. We'll be using those. So these are the menu items: pencil, eraser, undo, redo, and download. Okay, these are the 5 basic stuffs that we are having in the code base. So what we have to do is we first have to establish that whenever I click pencil, I should be shown complete toolbox. If I use eraser, I should be not shown the colors. I should be only shown the brushes size. Okay, that is what we have to establish. So all the click actions for the menu are happening inside the menu only. So for the menu part, I'll create a slice for it. So I'll tell you what slice is in a moment. Just give me a second. So in the src, we'll create a folder. I call it slice. And in the slice folder, I'll create a toolbox slice, new file, toolbox slice.js. So this is our slice. And we also need a store.js. And we'll have to set up the basic stuff. So this is the store. So we will be needing this particular file, configure store, from Redux toolkit. We have already installed the dependencies in the starting. And let's just copy this over here. This is our configure store. This is the store object. Okay. So we save this and we head on to pages, app, to document, and then we have index. Okay. So these are the places we are having, and what we have to perform is we have to add the provider. Okay. So let me just copy this stuff. So we get the provider, and we are going to wrap the provider around the component. Okay, this is the component, and we have to provide the store. So let me just import it. Import store, this one. Okay, so store would be store. So we have established a provider. Provider is what? This whatever you render inside the provider, the component basically. So these are the components which we are rendering are so if we look at this menu, toolbox, and board. So all these 3 components will share whatever is being served from the store. Okay, currently we don't have anything serving we don't have any reducer coming from the store, but let's just hold on for the moment and I'll get the stuff clear for you. So what were the things we do? We did created a slice folder. Okay, this will contain all the logics happening inside the toolbox. Okay, we also need to create a slice for menu. So menu slice.js. Okay, and then we have established a store. We have these slices, and then what we did was we went to the pages, we went to app, we imported the provider, we imported the store we created, and we wrapped the component around the provider. So this component is being rendered in the application. This is a single page application over here. So we don't need this part anymore. We are done with this. We just close this. We have to deal with slices. So let's just remove toolbox for now. We'll work with menu. we need store, we need menu, we need toolbox. Okay, so in the menu slice, let's just head on to the menu slice. Okay, so we first of all import this statement. This is a create a slice function. So create a slice function. So what are slices in Redux toolkit? Okay, let's just understand the basic definition. So what is slice in Redux toolkit? So a slice is a collection of Redux reducer logic and action for a single feature. Okay. So whatever reducer logic and action, so whatever action you have for any particular feature, so one feature is our menu. Okay. So menu is one feature. So whatever action is being performed in this menu component will be stored in a menu slice. That is it. And how to create a slice? There is a syntax they have these guys have given from the Redux toolkit. We have to follow that same. So I have this, I create a slice. So I'll do something like this: export const menu slice would be a create a slice. This would be an object. Okay. And inside this object, I give the name to this slice. I say that the name is menu. Okay. And there is a initial state. Okay. Initial state, which will be equal to some value, and then there are reducers. Okay, this is object. So in reducers we have the actions that we are going to perform. For example, menu item click is one action. Okay, so whenever I click any menu item, so that is going to change. So we are going to have an initial state. So I haven't defined it, so let's just create const initial state an object. Okay, so we can get rid of this initial object. Okay, we also import the constants we just created. So we created these menu items. Okay, so we have to identify which menu item was clicked, right? So we have to import these menu items. Let me put it over here. Okay, this is useful. So import menu items from constants, and I say that the active menu item by default would be menu items dot pencil. Okay, this is the active menu item, and whenever I am clicking any menu item, so I get the current state of the application and I get the action parameter which contains the payload. So I would say that whenever I click a menu item, I will be updating this active menu item. How? So I will be doing something like state dot active menu item equals to action dot payload. That is it. I know this is confusing right now. We'll get there in a moment. So this is what we have created, and I'll be doing is a export const menu item click equals to menu slice dot reduce dot actions. Okay, and export default menu slice dot reducer. Okay, this is the basic syntax. Okay, nothing fancy. Now what I have to do is I have to call this action when I am clicking any menu item. Okay, so when I call this, so there is a catch. So if we go to the production application, these are the active menu items. Okay, but when I click this, again, do you see the active state changing? Or if I download this file, okay, do you see the active state happening? No, these are certain actionable menu items. What this is doing nothing. This is just telling us what the brush would be. Okay, but these are not having any clickable states. Okay, it is not like it will get this purplish background if I click this back button or this redo button or this download button. They are pertaining to certain actions. Okay, so we have to be careful. So there are two types of state. One is visual states and one is actionable states. Okay, so we have to be careful on this part. So these two are what? These are visual states. So these are going to be active menu item. Now we need a one more thing called as action menu item. Action menu item, by default there is no action happening, it is null, but whenever I click undo, redo or download, that item will change to action menu item. Okay, so I will tell you why this is needed in the later half of the video, but for now let's just keep this as it is, and I'll create one more thing for action item click. There is one menu item click, there is action item click. Okay, so the names can be confusing, but the agenda should be clear by now. So I'll say that I'll just copy this directly. Okay, we just need a variable update, and we'll just export this as well. Okay, these two things are exported. Now let us come to menu. Okay, let us go to menu, and what we do is so how to use this? So how can we use this reducers? Okay, how can we do that? First of all, we have to import use dispatch. The first thing is dispatch would be use dispatch from React Redux. Let me move this at top, okay, so that it is not confusing. Use dispatch, I call this function. Okay, so when I am clicking any menu item, so let's say I click pencil. Okay, on click handle menu click. Okay, and we just create a inline function, and I pass pencil over here. So I have to import the menu item. So import menu items. This would be menu items dot pencil. Okay, then handle menu click would be our function. Const handle menu click equals to a function, and this function will receive item name. So it received pencil. Okay, it is saying that I am pencil. So in pencil, what we have to do is, first of all, we have to import menu item click. So just above it, we are going to say import menu item click from menu slice and action item click. Okay, we imported these two reducers because we exported them like this. Okay, so we imported these. Now what I have to do is I have to call dispatch, okay, menu item click and item name. So in this, the first is the state, okay, the initial state which we will get. This automatically comes. Now whatever I pass as the first argument inside dispatch, inside this reducer function, I get it inside the action.payload. Okay, action.payload. It is behind the scenes, Redux toolkit transforms the data so that it is coming in this manner. Okay, don't assume that item name will come in state. Okay, that is not happening. It will come in action.payload. Okay, that thing is clear. Now let us do the same for this undo redo. Okay, so I think this is rotate left, rotate live, pencil. This is pencil. Okay, this has to be eraser, and eraser has to be moved up. There was a mistake. Okay, so pencil, eraser, left, right, down. So we will copy the same and move this over here. This time I will pass eraser. Okay, so I got these two things. Okay, so we have dispatched these things. Now we have to consume the same. I have to know that, okay, the active menu item is pencil or eraser, inside the toolbox. Okay, so how do we do that? It is very simple, nothing fancy. So over here, inside the toolbox, okay, I'll say that const active menu item equals to use selector. Okay, use selector is coming from redux. Okay, use selector, you get state as a callback, and I want to select state dot. Have we added in the stores? Okay, we have not added it in the stores. So let me import. Let us go to store. Okay, import menu reducer from dots. Okay, so let me do reducer from dots. So let us see if we're getting slice. Okay, we can do dot slash slice slash menu slice. Okay, so how are we doing that in menu? Add the rate slice. Okay. Okay, now in this reducer we will give the name. So I want to give it a name as menu and menu reducer. Okay, save this. Come over here in the toolbox. Now we have given this name menu. Okay, we will copy this and I'll say that I want to access value in the menu reducer and which value I want to access. So in menu we have active menu item, we have action menu item. So I want to access active menu item. So I'll do something like this, Okay. Now what I will do is I will just, for demonstration, I will just show you if this is, I will print the name of active menu item and let us see if it is working or not. So by default, we are getting pencil. Okay. I am clicking on it, but nothing is happening. Okay. It was, okay. I think there is some boundary area. I think we missed something in menu. So we have to, okay. This on click has to be on wrapper. Okay. That is why it was not working. So it has to be on the wrapper. Let us save this and run. So pencil, eraser, pencil, eraser, pencil, eraser. Okay, this is working fine. So this is how we do. So we first of all create dispatch, and when whatever reducer we want to trigger, we trigger that inside the dispatch, and whatever data you want to pass, you give over here. In the toolbox, when you want to read the data, we use selector. We get the state object in the callback, and whatever reducer you have given the name like menu, you pass the name and you select active menu item. Okay, active menu item is the data. Now we have to check that do we have to show the toolbox or not. Okay, so we have to show the toolbox. Toolbox will always be there, I guess. So toolbox will always be there. Now we have to decide that when we have to show the stroke and when we have to show the brush. Okay, so we will get rid of this. So I'll create const show stroke tool option. So we have to show this tool option when active menu item equals to menu items dot pencil. Okay, and when we have to show this show brush, show brush tool option. when when it is a pencil and when it is a eraser. Okay, brush will come in two places. Cool. Now what we'll do is I'll just add this on this particular tool item. So stroke conditions will go over here. So we'll like it like this, stroke conditions, and we will cut this and paste it over here like this. And for brush, this will come over here like this, and we will cut this part and this thing. Okay, let us see if it is working. So by default we are getting a pencil, then eraser, pencil, eraser. Okay, this is looking fine. So we have got this minor functionality, and we have to also so this you can see that in the production this active state is looking very nice. Okay, so we have to make this look pretty as well. We have to remember when we added a active class, if I go to this particular part, where in the menu, if you go to index, so this active thing, right, I told you we will consume this when we have the functionality implemented. So this is the time for us to implement. So we have the hover state, we don't have to integrate anything, but we have to integrate this active class. Okay, so and if you have also remembered, if I show the package.json, we use this class names package. Okay, this is very handy sometimes. We will use this package thing, and we will go to menu. I will first of all import cx from class names. Okay, this is how we import class names, and I'll also have to consume this. So whatever thing we did, so active menu item thing. Okay, we just copy this, paste this, and we use a selector from here. Okay, active menu item, and if the active menu item is eraser, then show eraser as active. If the active menu item is pencil, then show pencil as the active item. Okay, so I'll just use so icon wrapper. Let me go to the styles. So icon wrapper has active class. Okay, so this is what we have to do. So I'll just go over here, I'll wrap this inside a cx. Okay, this is how class names works. And when I say that add styles dot active, when active, what did I just paste it? When active menu item equals to menu item dot pencil, and we have to wrap this in a object. Okay, let us see if it is working. See, this is working now. Okay, this is getting everything. So what we did was we just said that if the active menu item is pencil, then add an active class. Okay, and see this how easy it was to manage multiple styles. Otherwise we have to add that inverted single quotes, use dollar quotation and other stuffs, various things. That is not needed. Okay, this is really simple syntax. Okay, so icon wrapper. Okay, this is being used at multiple places, so I'll just update this as well, and I'll say that if this is an eraser, do it for eraser. Okay, so eraser, pencil, eraser, pencil. Okay, this is fine. This was in the adding. What we did now, we added the redux toolkit, and we added a communication between menu and the toolbox. So we'll just add one commit, git add dot git commit -m, added communication between toolbox and menu via redux toolkit. Okay, this is master. Okay, so we have got the basic stuff ready. Now, before implementing these left-right things, so this will come later when we start to have some Canvas APIs ready. So after we finished this drawing stuff, okay, after we get the feature to draw, okay, we get the feature to draw, we get the feature to erase, we get the feature to change color, change brush size. After all this is done, then we will touch undo, redo, and download. Okay. All right. So we have written this slice for the menu. Now is the time to write the slice for the toolbox, because upon changing the colors and the brush size, the canvas has to adjust the pencil accordingly, right? So if I go to production, if I change the color to red, then on this particular canvas, the strokes are of red color. If I update the brush size, the strokes get wider. Okay, so this is how what we have to do is we have to, whenever there are changes in this toolbox component, that has to be reflected in the canvas. Okay, that is what we are expected to achieve. So again, the Redux toolkit will come into the play. We'll be creating a toolbox slice where we have all the actionable items. Basically, we'll need, I guess, two. One is to change the color, and another is to change the brush size. That is all we need. And once there is any update, we just directly get the updated values in the canvas component. Okay. So enough talking. So let's write the code. We head on to the toolbox slice. Okay, first of all, we'll copy this particular item, and we would also need menu items, and we'll also need the colors because we have to deal with colors in the toolbox. We need a initial state, so I'll just copy this. Let me add a break over here so that it is more readable. In the initial state, will not be having this. Okay, will not be having this. Instead we'll be maintaining state for each item. Okay, what I mean by that is, so when I say that this toolbox, okay, so this particular stroke value or the brush size, okay, this particular brush size is for pencil. Now at this part, this particular brush size is for eraser. Okay, so we have to differentiate. So pencil and erasers are having various properties too. So the first property is the color, so which is white for eraser by default, and another is the brush size, which changes for both pencil and the eraser. Okay, so the task of this particular slice is to update or set the values for pencil and the erasers. Okay, so we'll just quickly add menu items dot pencil. Okay, so for pencil, what is going to be the value? So the color by default, so this is the initial state. Okay, we are making that so when the application loads, what is the basic thing happening? What is the initial data that we are going to serve to the user? So for pencil, I want the color to be colors dot black. Okay, and I want a size of 3 by default. What about let's just copy the same for eraser. So for eraser, I want the color to be white by default, and the size should be 3. That is fine. And what about the other folks, right? Do we need anything for undo, redo, and download? We don't need anything. So let's just keep it as it is. We'll just keep empty object. Okay, let me just clear these values out, and we can change this. Okay. Oops. And eraser would be, this time it would be this should be undo, redo, and download. Okay, undo, redo, and download. Okay, these are empty, guys. We won't be touching but they'll play a crucial role when we develop the component. They'll serve solving one of the edge cases. So let's head over and copy all of this. Why to write things twice? Instead of menu slice, this would be toolbox slice. Awesome. I'll call this as toolbox. Initial state reducers. So what are the reducers that we are going to use? We are going to use something called as change color. Okay. You get the change color, and I wanna say that I wanna change the color. So state, okay, this particular object, fetch the key item, okay, key value. Is it going to be pencil, eraser, or what not? So state get the action dot payload dot item. So action dot payload would be an object that would contain item and the color. Okay, so dot color equals to action dot payload dot color. Okay, this is what we are going to use. So I'm saying that if I pass item as pencil, then state of pencil dot color should be changed to whatever color I supplied. Okay, this is pretty simple. Same is for change brush size. Change brush size. Let's just copy this, and instead of color we are going to change the size, and we are going to change the exports. This should be toolbox, and yeah, we are done with this toolbox slice. All we need to do as a first step is to, I think you know it, first add the item on the store. So toolbox slice, I'll call this as toolbox reducer. Okay, and over here I'll call this as toolbox reducer. Awesome. So the name is toolbox, and we have fetched all the reducer values. That is great. Now we are going to consume this particular actions in the toolbox itself. So let's drag this over here, and we are going to use a dispatch. So let's get inspiration from menu. We'll keep this aside. So we are going to use what? We are going to use dispatch. So copy paste over here and get this dispatch over here, because toolbox is obviously going to dispatch some actions. So like update brush size, and on the click of every color. Okay, so we'll come to that. So when you update the brush size, and this is happening on change of an input, so we get the event object. And what I'll do is I'll create an import. So we have this thing from the previous examples. I'll just say that instead of importing those two values, import change color and change brush size from toolbox slice. And for brush size, I'm gonna update the brush size. Okay, so this particular function, change brush size, is going to expect an object with item and size. Okay, so item is what? Item is the active menu item. How? Don't get confused. So this active menu item is coming from menu slice. Okay, so active menu item is when you click any item on the menu. So when I click like pencil or eraser, okay, that is going to actually change the value of active menu item. Okay, so it can become pencil, it can become eraser. Now in the toolbox, I am saying that update the brush size. Okay, for what item? For the obviously for the active menu item. Okay, so whatever item is active, which can be either of pencil or eraser, whatever is the active item, for that only I am changing the brush size. Okay, that is the thing. so it would be active menu item, and what will be the size? It would be event dot target dot value. Okay, this is the brush size thing. Let me add some space, and we'll write update color. Okay, this is so, or update of color. I'll just copy everything so that it is easy. I'll call change color. Item is the active menu item, and the color would be new color. Okay, this would be the new color, and we'll get rid of whole thing. I'll say the color is new color. Okay, and when do we need to trigger? We need to trigger it on click of every color over here. So I'll just quickly say on click this. Okay, this is okay. Update color, and the color would be obviously black, for black. Okay, and let's just copy this, paste it for this, and this. We'll update it with red, green, blue, orange, yellow. And one more thing, I think there is a scope of optimization. Instead of adding on click on each item, you can just add a on click on this particular path and read from the IDs. Okay, so this is, you are using event propagation into the effect. For simplicity, I'm not doing it, but in the later half of the video, when we'll do optimizations, then we can definitely consider it over here. Just a disclaimer, don't shout, okay? Vedant is not writing optimized code, okay? I know what I am writing and what I'm not writing. For the sake of simplicity, I am just keeping it as it is so that people don't get confused. If I jump into the complex part too soon, then nobody will understand, okay? I'm just trying to keep it as simple as possible. We'll obviously do the optimizations, no doubt. Okay, so we have got this part on click update colors. We are done with colors actually. Nice. Now is the time for us to consume these values in the board. So we'll go over here and we are going to read the values. All right. So let's go to board index. Okay. And let's put board into some action over here, and we are going to import this particular stuff. Okay, from React Redux. We are going to get the active menu item like this. And what currently I am interested over here is about the colors. Okay, so we need to fetch colors, right? So I get active menu item, I get color and sizes. So for color and sizes, we need to do something like const color size. Just hold on a moment, I'll explain what I am doing. Use selector state. So state dot toolbox. Okay, toolbox, and inside toolbox, what we are having? Initial state, this object only. There is no value. So toolbox, and we pass the active menu item, and this should work. So we'll just log console.log color comma size, and let's just see if it is working for us or not. Okay, let's head on to the localhost. Let's refresh. Okay, it is giving us black and 3. This is the default value. Now let me change it to red and 3. Let me increase it to 10. Okay, red and 10. This is fine. This is fine. This is all looking good. Okay, see, we are getting all the values as soon as we update. So this is pretty much fine. We are getting the color and the sizes. We'll use these values later. But for now, let us just quickly head over to our toolbox. And when I'm selecting, you can see that this active thing is not happening. Okay, this is just really bad. So we'll go to menu, we'll copy the class names. Okay, this is what we need. We head on to Toolbox. I'll import last names here. Okay, and we are just going to play around a little. So class names ex. Okay, I just wrapped it. Okay, then comes the object, then comes the key, then comes the style. So style would be styles dot active. And when is this going to become active? When the active color is going to match it. All right. So I need to match the color. So I again need to fetch color and size. Okay. Let's just reuse what we had already done in the board. Okay. So state.toolbox.active item. I don't need the size. I just need the color. And if color is equals to what say colors dot black, then apply the styles. Let's just test it out for the first one and see if it is working. No, it is not. Let us see what is the problem. Have we actually implemented the active? It is in the color box. Okay, and dot active. Okay. I just messed it up. This has to be here. Syntax was not good. Okay, the styles are actually in the brackets. Okay, you can see that a nice thing is coming. Okay, the how active effect is working. Let's just quickly copy this and get it working for other stuffs. And we add red. We pick green. We pick blue. We pick orange, and we pick yellow. Okay, let's just update and see. And this is working fine. Awesome. So this was one part. What we actually did, we did many things. So we created a store, obviously for Toolbox. We have written a lot of codes. Okay. So this was around creating the UI. I think the UI is completely ready. Now we have to consume these store values on the canvas to render our sketches. Okay, hold on tight. Exciting stuff coming now. So far we have done the UI for the menu, we have done the UI for the toolbox, and we have set up an interaction between toolbox and the menu, and we can change colors, brush size, we can change the panels, and this is what we have done till now. Now why did we do it so far? Because we want to that whenever I change color, whenever I change a brush size, and whenever I select pencil, I should be able to draw. Okay, that is what it is expected out of this particular project. So whatever we have done so far is going to be utilized inside the board component. The board component would be containing our canvas. So we have already done the layouting for the board component. If you go over here, so we have set up the basic canvas. Okay, we have set up the basic canvas on the mount, on the when this component mounts. But I'm saying that I get the canvas, I get the context, and I set the height and width of the particular canvas. Okay, that is it we have done so far. Nothing fancy. Now what we'll be doing is, whenever this component will mount, it will have an idea of color and size. Okay, we have already imported this over here. Now I'll use this color and size to change the stroke style and to update the size of the stroke. Okay, let us see how that is done. So I'll create a effect. Okay, I'll not put it inside the mounted effect. Okay, this is a mount thing. Okay, so I don't want to do anything inside this particular part because I'll keep it reserved for every step that I want to do when this canvas will mount. Okay, I'll try to use this only at the places when I'll have to set up the canvas or add some listeners or do some other stuff over there. But whenever it comes to anything that we have to read, we have to update accordingly, then we'll use another effects, okay, so that we do not pollute this particular use effect over here. So I'll create a separate use effect that will consume color and size, and when we get these values, what I'll basically do is I'll just update the stroke styles and the line width. Okay, so I'll tell you how it is done, don't worry, I'll explain it also as well. But before explaining, let me write down the code so that it would be much easier for me to explain and it would be easier for you to understand as well. So I'll just create a use effect like this, and I'll create an empty array dependency. Okay, and over here I'll be checking some basic stuff. So I'll have this thing already. Okay, if not canvas.current, get the canvas, get the context, and whatever would be over here, I'll say that context dot stroke style would be equal to color, and context dot line width would be equal to size. Okay, this is what we'll be having, and I'll update the dependencies, so color and the size. And how about we move this thing, okay, move this thing into a function. We'll be reusing this function which we are going to just create when we'll be dealing with web sockets. So do not get confused and do not complain like, hey Vedant, this function is being used only once, then why are we even creating a function for this? Okay, I have already made this project before, and I'm making it second time, and I really know where to make this. Okay, why do we need this? So stay with me, I'll be giving the best thing to you. Okay, all right, so enough talking, getting back to the code. I'll call this function as change config. Okay, and I'll just move these two values above, and I'll just call this function over here. Okay, we'll see later where we are going to consume it, don't complain about that. But for now, stroke style would change the color on the board, and line width will change the width of the brush. Okay, brush for example, or if you consider this as this particular like if I move my cursor to this, so whatever I'll be drawing like this, so whatever is the brush, okay, on this cursor, that would be brush size. So coming back to this thing, we have got the line width and change config, but even if I do this, I am unable to see anything. Okay, it is not drawing anything. Okay, what is missing? What is that we are missing? And why is it not doing any stuff for us? So what we have to do is we'll need some trackers on the mouse. Okay, so I'll have to know that where my cursor is going when I have pressed the button, when I have released the button. So what is the expectation on the board? So when I am drawing, when I have to draw anything, first of all, I'll have to click on the mouse. Okay, after clicking on the mouse, I'll drag this mouse across the screen while keeping the mouse clicked. Okay, the moment I release the mouse, okay, then it should not draw anything. It should just remain as it is. Okay, that is the expectation. So we have three event listeners over here. When I click this, and it remains in the clicked state. Okay, so it has to be on mouse down, and when I am moving the mouse, and when I am releasing the mouse, that is mouse up. So these are the three events that we'll be consuming. So we'll just quickly add canvas. So canvas is what? Canvas is the ref.current. Okay, do not get confused. So context is get 2D context, and canvas is our dot current thing. Okay, don't get confused. So on event listeners would be added on the ref, okay, not on the context. Context provides you all the utility functions for the canvas. Okay, they do not give you ability to add listeners and other stuffs. Okay, you add listeners events to the refs only. Okay, like the same way if you are attaching listeners to IDs. Okay, same way in React we don't do listeners to IDs. We give listeners to refs. That is what ref was made for. Okay, do not use IDs for it. Okay, use refs. So canvas dot add event listener. Okay, this has to be mouse down. D has to be small, mouse down, and handle mouse down function. And I'll need one, so this is mouse down, and I'll drag the mouse, so this would be mouse move. Okay, this should be mouse move. And we need one more for mouse up, so when I'm releasing the mouse, okay, it has to be mouse up, handle mouse up. Okay, these are the three functions. So let's just say const handle mouse down, and I'll just copy paste it. So this would be mouse move, this would be mouse up. And what are we missing? Very important stuff. Okay, okay, sorry, doesn't has to be here. So this is on the update side of the part. I want to do it on the mount side. Okay, this should be on the mount side. Let me add a comment. Okay, mount. Okay, this is the mount part. So okay, I have already added. Okay, no worries. And we'll add some cleanup functions. So this has to be copied, and I'll say add, instead of add it should be remove, LISTENER, remove students. Okay, and this is what we are getting. So when there is this, we'll be getting all the events, not here but here. And whenever there is a mouse down, which means that I should start something. Okay, I should start something. Okay, I don't know what, but I should start something. When there is mouse move, I should be able to draw. When I am mouse up, I should not draw. Okay, so what to do? So whenever we are doing a mouse down, okay, so initially when we need we are doing a mouse move, it should only be triggered when we have a mouse down. Okay, so likewise, whenever I land on the canvas and I'm just moving my mouse like this, it should not draw until and unless I have pressed it. Okay, that is the thing. If I casually move the mouse without pressing it, it should not draw, but it should only draw whenever I have pressed it. It is in a press state, and also I am moving it. Okay, this has to be taken care of. So I'll go ahead and create one ref should draw, and initially it should be false. Okay, so whenever I click the mouse, should draw dot current should be true, and whenever I lift the mouse, it should be back to false. And if I do not have the permission to draw, then just return it. Okay, don't do anything. This is the basic stuff we have done. And whenever there is a handle mouse down, there is something that I have to do. Okay, I have to do context dot line to, okay, event dot client x, event dot client y. I'll explain in a moment what it is. Okay, and then I'll have to stroke it. Contents dot stroke. And when there is a mouse move, I should draw the line. Maybe okay, this has to be, this is the part to perform drawing, and this is a part which I am writing just now. It has to be for initializing the points. I'll explain in a moment. Begin path and text dot move to these guys. Okay, let's see if it is working. Okay, nice. See, we are able to draw, and whenever I lift it, it is gone. See, And is it changing colors? Yes, it is. Is it changing the brush size? Holy. See, this is working just fine. Cool. So what we have done, so there is a utility. Things are very simple. The Canvas API, as I have already told, is really very easy to use. So when I'm saying that, uh, context.begin path, context.move to, and line to, and stroke. Okay, this is what I have written. These 4 lines did the magic. So if I just for the sake of explanation, okay, so when the component is mounting, let me just write these two code and add some dummy values so that you can understand it easily. Okay, so there is no xy, so I'll say that initially you start from 0, 0, 0, okay, and you go to 100, 100, and you stroke your path. So if I see, I have created this stroke, fine stroke over here. So what it did was that by begin path, it is telling that, okay, hey canvas, I am just going to create a new path. Okay. So what you do is you get ready. Okay. That is the stuff. And we are saying that we are going to start from this particular point. We are going to this particular point, and whatever is being done, you just add a stroke to that line. Okay. So we say that this is 0, 0, this is 100, 100. Okay. So consider this as x axis and y axis. So this is x, this is y, and this is the origin. So if I move 100 pixels on the right, so I would be over here 100. If I 100 pixels on the y, I would be here. So 100 comma 100 lands over here something. And so I told that create a line from 0, 0 to 100, 100 like this, and stroke the path. Okay, stroke the path. This is what I told. And if I do the same thing again, and this time I say that I wanna do this at 150 and 120. See, there was a new line created from over here. What if I wanna continue adding? Okay, so this creates a new point for you. Okay, but if we just remove this, it will just continue from where it was taking last time. So if we don't provide begin path and move to, okay, so whenever we provide line to and stroke, it will just keep on connecting the dots. Okay, last it ended up at 100, 100, and next I am telling it to go to 150, 120. So what it will do is it will take 100, 100 as the origin, and it will move to 150 and 120. But if I say that you begin a path, okay, if I do like this, see, nothing is happening because begin path needs move to. Okay, so whenever I do this begin path and move to, it will create a new start from me, and it will create a new line for me. Okay, this is what Canvas API is doing. Okay, let me just clear this. Hope it was clear to you. So when I am doing this, it is drawing the lines. Okay, why the red was selected? I don't want red. So this is black. Okay. Okay. So the color is, I think, not being picked up correctly. Let us see what is the problem. Uh, so we have got the size and the color. This should ideally work, but let's just check once. black and 3 was given to us, but the stroke was not getting calculated. So let us say check the value once. What is the value for it? Let's go to toolbox. So we haven't given the value. Okay. So value must be size. Okay. Aren't we getting the size? We are getting size, right? So 3. Okay, this is 3 now. But there is some extra boldness or something which is there. Size is 1. Okay, let me check. Okay, so I think I figured out what the issue is over here. So the issue which I am stating right now is that at a brush size of 3, the stroke density still feels less to me. If I go back to 1 again and if I draw, see, you see intensity is 1. If I go to 3, this is what it should have been looking like initially. I debugged it, and the reason was primarily because over here inside we have these use effect. Okay, over here, so what was happening is that this particular thing, the mount thing and this effect thing, these guys are overlapping. Okay, so because of that, this height and width thing, okay, so whenever the canvas changes its height and width, it is kind of losing all its properties. Okay, so it is losing the context of the stroke style and inner width. So I want to do something like, I want to call this particular thing, this mounting thing, even before this particular use effect. And the only good thing that comes to my mind is moving this to use layout effect. So use layout effect is a hook that runs before the use effect, and so use layout effect runs before the actual paint happens on the screen. Okay, I'll not be doing this is ideal for the cases where you have to calculate the height and width of any particular element. Okay, so I think this is the best spot for use layout effect, and you can already see that if I just refresh it, my strokes are fine. Okay, and if I go to 1, if I go back to 3 again, these are absolutely fine. So this was a small bug fix that we did. Okay, so this is not just mount right now. Okay, it is before browser paint. Okay, so we can get rid of this. That is why I said before component mounts, before component unmounts. So yes, these are the things not very relevant. Okay, these are hooks. So you have to actually understand that where exactly is this hook running. So take the paint thing. Okay, before paint, this use layout effect happens, and after the paint, this use effect runs. That simple as that. Do not complicate it with life cycle methods. Okay, you try to understand the deepest thing that is happening there. All right, enough talking. Let's get back. And yeah, so I have we have got this thing working. Okay, strokes things are working fine. The only thing which is giving a pain in my eyes is this particular part. We have to move these two functions outside, create a utility, because we are going to need them during the socket connections. So I'll just say that. So this is what, this is begin path, this is draw line. Okay, so I'll just say to const begin path, and this should be like this, event on client X, client Y. And if we just simplify it by using X and Y, it will make my life a lot easier. And I'll just say begin path XY, and we'll get rid of this. And over here, draw path, const draw line maybe. This sounds more specific. I'll give you a x and y, and I'll just copy this part. We'll give it x and y, and I'll just call it like this. Okay, just code refactoring, nothing else, and it still works like a charm. All right, so we have got the drawing thing. Okay, thing we are able to draw. So we have made one milestone. So we have to commit our changes. This is master. Why am lighting main again? Awesome. This is going to get pushed. We come back and we refresh. So what is the agenda? Is the erase thing working? We didn't check that. Aha. See, this is so nice. See, it is automatically working. Why? Because this is again a stroke just with the color white. Okay. See, this is working perfectly fine. Awesome. Now, what shall we implement? Shall we implement this undo redo, or shall we implement this download thing? I think let's implement this download thing first because this seems to be easy to me. So we'll head back to the code, and what is the thing that is triggering this? So currently we don't have anything on the download. Okay, so we have click actions on eraser and the pencil. So we haven't done anything on this. So I'll just create an action const const handle action item click item name. Okay, we'll get this over here. We'll get action item, and we'll have to give them a nice on click. So where is the on click happening? On the icon wrapper. So it would go here. On click, undo. Okay. When I'm speaking of undo, a nice meme comes to my mind. I hope you guys have saw that. There's a guy. So there is a guy sitting on his desktop. Okay, so they are in kind of a coaching, in a coaching computer class coaching, and the teacher comes and he asks. So teacher comes and the student had a doubt. So student asked that how can I remove this from the Google Doc or Google Sheet, whatever he was opening. So he had made a mistake. He wanted to correct it that. So the student says that how can I do this? The teacher says that press undo. Okay, press undo, and the student actually presses undo. If you know what I mean. Okay, enough talking. So undo, redo. We got redo on our plate, and this is what this should be download. Yep. Okay, so things must be happening. So menu item click, action item click, menu slice. Let's quickly check the menu slice, and so this will be updating the action menu item. Okay, haven't we consumed this action menu item or not? I think we haven't. So we can just do it something like this, and action menu item. We got the action menu item. So action menu item. So whenever the action menu item changes, so we have to perform something. So I'll quickly go ahead and create an use effect. Okay. So I'll just quickly copy this particular part. I'll get the context. And if the active menu item equals to menu items, so we got menu items, right? This should come down. Okay. So if I click what download button, so I should do something. Okay. So there is a utility, okay, called as to data URL. I'll tell you what it is. So const URL equals to canvas dot to date to data URL. Okay, to data URL, and let's just log this out for now. Okay, let us try to see what this is giving. So this is the URL, and let's just update the dependencies. Awesome. So if I go ahead and refresh the stuff, I draw something. Okay, I have drawn something. If I press download, nothing is happening. Strange. Why is that? Did we something wrong? No, right? This has to be download. So menu items dot download, action item click, dispatch action item click, menu slice. This should update the action menu item. Or maybe we are not checking it properly. Let's try to see what's happening. So let's just log. Okay. So active menu item. Oh man, this should be active. This should be action menu item. Why didn't I saw this? This is null. When I click this, see, this is what I got as an image. So if I just refresh, I draw something. Okay, I heavily draw anything. Okay, I heavily draw this stuff. If I download, you see that it is giving a 61.4 KB image to me. Okay, what is this? This is a URL of the image, data image. See, this is a URL of the image. So if I pass this URL to any image tag, okay, it will create a image for me. Okay, I'll tell you how it is. So this is a really large text. See, at least 61.4 KB. It is really huge. Okay, so what will go with? I'll just go over here in the code, and what we have to do is that we have to give this URL to an anchor tag, and we just have to download that link from the anchor tag. So if whatever we download from the anchor tag, it gets as an image for us. So I'll tell you how this is done. So you already saw this. So let me zoom this. So this is a data image, PNG image, and this is all you will get. Okay, this is what you will get. So what I have to do is I just have to do something like const anchor. Okay, document dot create element. I'll create an anchor tag like this, and I'll say that anchor dot href equals to URL. Okay, anchor dot download. On download, what should be the file name? It should be something like sketch.png, and I just have to click this anchor tag, anchor dot click, and this is it. So I hide all this. I used yellow stuff a lot, like this. And if I download this, see, I got this something in my account. I opened it and I'm not seeing the image. Okay, this is strange. The image is not working. How about if we give JPG? Will that work? Let us see. Something black, something orange, something yellow, and we download it like this. Okay. Okay, just always. Okay, so JPG was working, PNG was not working. Fine. We got this artwork over here. We don't get the canvas. You can explicitly give white background to the whole canvas and you'll automatically receive this stuff. Nothing fancy. So we got this thing, and if I just, for now, just for the sake of it, I create a big screen canvas like this with a huge yellow marker, then what do you think the size would be? 106 KB. That is huge. And what about the logs? It was 144 KB. This is really awesome. Okay. So we did this part. We managed to get a download feature. So we'll just go ahead and wait a second. If I added a yellow thing and I press again, why is it not working? Why is it not downloading? Let me tell you why. So in order to this effect to work, what we have to do is we have to bring a change in the value of action menu item. So right now the action menu item is download. Now if I click download again, it remains in the download value. So if I click this and then click download, it will work. But if I click download again, because it is already a download value, it is not going to re-trigger this use effect. So we have to set the value of action menu item to back to null. Okay, so we have to do this. So I'll have to dispatch an action. So we haven't used dispatch, so use dispatch, not use selector. Use a dispatch to it, and I'm gonna dispatch. What are we going to dispatch? We haven't actually imported any stuff. So we need to go to toolbox, or we need a menu slice, right? So we haven't, we have to go to menu. Let's just copy this. Okay, and we are going to dispatch action item click. And I'll be saying that set it back to null so that we can download image again and again. And what error was it giving? We have to update a dependency. All right, update it. Not allowed this time, just okay. I draw the image, I download again. I draw the image, I download again, and this is working just fine. See? So this is the download feature for you. We completed one more milestone. We have to go ahead and add our changes. And ability to download. So this should get buzzed. So this is okay. So we have built up, so far we have done toolbox, we are done with menu. In menu we are done with the pencil, eraser and download. The only item left in the menu is the undo and the redo button. So let's build that. We have already added actions for undo and redo. So all we need to do over here is that we need to add a statement to detect else if. Okay, so if this is a undo, Okay, then we have to do something. Okay, let's try to build the logic for undo first. So what exactly we have to do is that after, so let me take you to the board. So whenever I draw something, okay, and whenever I lift up a mouse, I need to preserve this particular state, okay. So I need to preserve this particular state into some array, and when the next time I build something on this and then I stop, I push another state on the array, okay. What is the array? So array would be containing our history, okay. Somehow we want the Canvas API to share with us the URL, okay, the complete URL of this canvas, and we'll keep pushing that URL into the stack as soon as I lift my mouse. And whenever I want to go back, what I will do is I'll just remove one pointer, okay. I'll just remove one pointer, I'll just remove one pointer, okay, like this. Not exactly remove, but we'll just keep switching our pointer from till the end to the very first, okay. This is how we will be oscillating between, and when there is a redo, I'll start my pointer, whatever state at is, I'll just move right like this, okay. So we have this array. Inside items we have inside this we have array items, and if there is a undo, we go back. If there is a redo, we go right, and we remain within the boundaries, okay. That is what we want. So first of all, I'll create a ref that will be containing our array. So that would be our draw history, okay. Draw history. Use ref. Initially it is an array, and we need a pointer that will oscillate between the indexes of the array. So it will, if you are doing undo, it will go back. If redo, it will go right. So it will oscillate in the array. So we need that pointer. So we'll create another ref. I'll call it as history pointer. History pointer. Okay. So initially it would point to null, or initially it would be 0. Okay, not null. Alright, so we have the basic stuff over here. Now what we have to do is, our first thing is that whenever I lift up the mouse, I need to push the state into the array, push the current state of the canvas on the array. Okay, so to do that, the thing is pretty simple. What we do is we do const image data. Okay, we get the image data. So it would be context dot get image data, okay, and get image data. See, the API says that it gets a number of x and y and the width and the height, okay. So this I am saying that on canvas, how much area do I want to capture? Okay, I want to capture the entire canvas. Then I'll say that start from 0, 0, start from 0, 0 and go till height and width of the canvas. Okay, so canvas dot width, canvas dot height. Okay, so I want to capture from 0, 0 till all the way to the entire canvas. So this is the get image data. Okay, so it was giving us the API. Now it is any, but we can go and read about it. Get image data canvas. You can see that method of the this method of the Canvas 2D API returns the image data object representing the underlying pixel data for a specific portion of the canvas. Okay, this is what we wanted. So coming back to the point, I want to capture the entire canvas. So I will do this. Okay, get image data, and I'll push this image data on the draw history array. So draw history dot current dot push image data. Okay, and I'll say that my current pointer, okay, my current pointer would be pointing at the very last, because if I have drawn something, my history would be reset. So history pointer dot current equals to draw history dot current dot length -1. Okay, this is what we did. Or what we can do is we can do push pop of the history also. Okay, that can turn out to be well as well. We'll see in a moment if we should use draw history history pointer, or we can do push pop. If we do push pop, then the thing with that would be won't be able to perform redos. Okay, there won't be concept. So we have to handle redo also. Okay, we have to perform redos. So it is not possible with that. So this is what I think we should go with the history pointer only, because if we want to perform a redo feature, we can't pop out anything from the stack. Okay, so we have a draw history, we have a history pointer. Okay, history pointer is what? This is saying that whenever I draw something, move my history pointer to the very last of the stack. Okay, take me to the very latest changes. This is what it means. So this is what we did, and whenever I am clicking the undo button, so what I have to take care over here is that I can't go below 0th index. Okay, so it is always has to be greater than 0 for the if else, but the max we can touch is 0. The minimum we can touch is 0. Below 0 we can't go. Okay, so we'll be decrementing the history pointer as soon as I press back. Okay. Okay, so if it is a redo, so I'll first of all get the image data. First of all, image data equals to what? Draw history dot current. Okay, and this would be history pointer dot current. Okay, I just got my image data, and I wanna put this image data. Okay, it's a get image data, and there is a put image data as well. Let me show you this stuff. So put image data, or the Canvas 2D API paints the data from the given image data. Okay, that is what it is. So whenever we get the data, we can draw that data via the put image data. Okay, coming back to over here, this is the image data, and all I have to do is context dot put image data and start from 0,0. Okay, and once this is done, all I have to do is if history pointer dot current is, if it is only greater than 0, okay, then decrement it. Okay, minus equals to 1, and let us see if it is working for us. So this was 1, 2, 3 and 4, and we are also getting one warning. Have a look at it. We'll fix that in a minute. So if I say 1, okay, 2, 3, 4, okay, this is how it is working. Okay, it was not picking up on the first try. The reason being, okay. So we are actually picking up the current history pointer, and we are just, okay, whatever is being portrayed on the, whatever is being portrayed on the canvas right now, we are just copying that. If we just move this logic at the top, if we decrement the pointer first, and it should start working. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So 1, 2, 3 and 4. Okay, this time it didn't work because we are always showing up the 0th one. Okay, and there is one thing, if I continue like this, so it would take up the, it will just keep on adding to the history, and this is okay, this is working, this is looking fine. So will not remove, if for the zeroth case, the we'll have to handle it explicitly. If it is going below 0, then we don't have anything to show. So we'd have to actually clear off the we have to just empty the canvas and do the stuff. We'll add that stuff later, but let's just quickly do it for redo. I guess for redo also this would be pretty much same, just that the instead of decrementing it, we'll be incrementing the pointers. Okay. So so I'll say something like, if this is or if it is a redo, okay, so this would be taken up for undo. Okay, the first case was for undo, the second case would be for redo, and we will change the condition. If history pointer dot current is less than, if it is less than the total size of the what we say, the stack. So draw history dot current dot length -1. Okay, we'll have to explicitly do this. Then increment it instead of decrementing, and we'll keep rest of the item as same, and we'll just remove this log. We don't need this. We don't even need the URL, and this is it. That should be working fine, and let us see. So if I do something, if I do redo, nothing is happening. If I do undo, nothing is happening, because we have only one item. If I press add more stuff, redo is nothing happening. So undo, undo, redo, redo, undo, undo, redo, redo. Okay, this is fine. We just implemented our undo redo functionality. Okay, so I'll just go ahead and mark it as a milestone. Okay, so this was the undo redo functionality for us. Do we need a menu item click anywhere? I guess not. So this was folks, so this was the basic feature. Okay, we can draw, we can color, we can erase, we can undo, we can download. Looks fine to me. So this is a basic client side feature. Now comes the very interesting part, that is the backend. So we'll involve backend, we'll use WebSockets. It is going to be a lot of very interesting stuff that is going to happen. So, but before that, I know we have come a long way through the whole this project series, and this is an incredible project. And there are times when people, what say, they get demotivated towards work. Okay, they do not actually find any motivation to work, and they feel depressed. They're like, okay, मुझसे कुछ नहीं हो सकता, I am not able to do anything or other stuff. Then just do one thing, which I usually do in these time, is to sing a good song. Okay, and I have a relevant song for you guys, and I'll be singing it out. So sing along with me. Okay, sing along with me. Okay, don't get shy. Don't get shy. Sing along with me. So put your hand like this. Okay, and we'll just call it as a theme of JS Cafe. Okay, so this is for all the guys who feel demotivated. Sing this song along with me, and you'll reach your success. So it is a very famous song by Shah Rukh Khan. Okay, he didn't sing that, obviously he acted, but this song is really very awesome if you wanna feel energetic. So I'll just sing along. So sing along with me. जो भी चाहूं वो मैं पाऊं, जिंदगी में जीत जाऊं, चांद तारे तोड़ लाऊं, सारी दुनिया पर मैं छाऊं, बस इतना सा ख्वाब है, बस इतना सा ख्वाब है. So sing this song every time you feel demotivated. This song will obviously help you. Okay, so it was a quick fun session, and let's just quickly jump into WebSockets. All right, so here we are in the interesting part of the project. We are going to first of all create our backend server. We'll be using Express.js to set up our Node.js server. And so if we quickly go to Express, you can see that this is what you have to do. You have to make a directory, you have to perform an npm init and just install Express. So we have already created a folder for you over here, JS Cafe Sketchbook server. I'll just head on and do npm init, and this is all okay. Moving forward, I'll just install the Express, let it happen. And meanwhile, we'll also have to install socket.io package. So we'll head on to socket.io documentations, and on the server side, so there are actually two packages, one for the server, one for the client. So currently we are setting up the server. So we'll go to server, we'll go to installation, and this is for the npm. So I'll just add it, and this is not what we need. We will go to initialization, and you can see that this is how you'll be doing it in common JS, ES modules and other stuffs. But if you have a HTTP server, this is how we'll be doing it. Okay, and HTTP server automatically means that we'll be anyways using the Express also. So what I'll do is I'll go ahead and just copy this out. And what is the difference? I really don't think. This is Express. Okay. All right. So this was the example I was looking for. So this is what we have to do with when we are using Express.js. I'll just go and copy and go to index.js. We'll create one, and I'll just paste it over here. Okay. This is what it is, and 3000 is by default the port for the client. It is running on the client, so I'll just add it like 3000 or 2 something. That should work, or maybe we can give this a 5000. That is much better. And if I just do npm in the package or JSON, you have this script, so it is not there, so we'll just directly do npm run, not npm, we'll just say node index.js. Okay, I guess the server is running, so there was no error. So what if we did, we use Express, we created HTTP server, we imported socket.io, we grabbed the server instance, and we created the HTTP server with this, and we created a new IO server, socket.io. So IO stands for from socket.io actually. So this is the server, this is on connection. So I'll just say if the connection was established, so console.log server connected. Okay, I'll just save this. I'll restart the server over here. Okay, let us see if it is working or not. And meanwhile, we'll have to take care of course, obviously. But alright, that is secondary. We'll come to client. We will come to our client. This is our client. And what we'll do is, so this is currently not running. So if we go to, okay, the server is not running, it will give us an error. We'll head on to the IO. We'll close the server one. We'll go to client. We'll go to installation. And in the installation there is this npm package. I'll just copy it out. We'll go to client, I'll paste it. While this is happening, meanwhile let's look for initialization for same domain, for different domain, custom names, and bunch of other options. So what I'll do is I'll head over to my source code once. So this is what we'll be doing. So mm, for the same domain, for different domain, this is what it is. So you have to pass the domain over here. Okay, this is what we have to do. We'll be importing IO from this, like this. We'll not be using require because it is not we are using ES modules. So this is what we'll do, and we'll pass the socket server like this. So let's just copy this and create a file called as socket.js. I'll paste this particular part and I'll also copy this part. Okay. And this URL would be currently our localhost 5000. So we'll just go over here and add it like this. Instead, we'll give it as 5000 and we'll export this. So export const socket IO not URL, and we'll just now quickly get over and import it. Import socket. Okay, we imported the socket, and on client, if we go for the documentation, the socket instance. So this is for the server side, this is for the client side. So I'll just copy this and let us just add it in the this part. Okay, then the component mount thing, console.log. Instead of socket ID, I'll just say that client connected. Okay, and we'll do npm run dev, and we'll look out for any updates on the server. Okay, so nothing as of now because we haven't started it, and obviously this was expected. So there was a CORS error happening in this. Okay, because they are different ports. Right now it is 3000 on the client and 5000 on the server, so we'll have to do a CORS thing for it. So we'll head on to, nothing has to be done on the client, just that localhost 3000 has to be whitelisted on the server. Okay, so I'll head on to the server. Okay, the server was connected. We got a message, but it couldn't reply back. Okay, it couldn't reply back to us. So we have to do npm I CORS. Okay, the CORS was found, and I'll just import this over here, const CORS, and we are going to whitelist it. So express is over here, and localhost 3000 is going to be whitelisted right now. And over this part, we have to add one more property, CORS. And let us just try this out with this. Okay, and see if it is, oops, it is already installed. And server connected twice, client connected. Okay, this is what we wanted. Okay, so we'll just, when we restart the server, see, you'll see getting client connected. Okay, this is what we wanted. So connection was established between client and the server. We have implemented CORS. The error which we saw just was cross origin, because it is a 3000 and it is a 5000 over here. So these are some clashing ports. Okay, we have to whitelist client on the backend. That is how it will work. So this is our basic setup. We have set up our server. So we'll just say git add dot. Okay, it is not a git repository. I have created one. I'll just add it over here. Git init git add dot, no, we have added no, we didn't wanted to add the node modules. Okay, I'll just get it clear off from the stage, and we'll create one a git ignore file. So git git ignore node underscore modules. Okay, this is fine. Now we have got all the things. So I'll add this git commit minus m uh, setup project git push origin master. Okay, origin is not there, so I'll add it. Origin is added, git push origin master. Okay, so if we refresh, we get our own basic setup. Okay, this is fine. So let us close this. Let us get rid of this. Now we have done with the setup. So we have set up our server. It is running. Now is the time to interact with the socket APIs so that we can perform this live stuff, okay, over the clients. So how can it be done? It is very easy. So we'll head on to over the socket.io thing, and if you go to the first part, emitting events. Okay, if you go to emitting events, and so this is how we can emit. So on the server we have to perform io.on connection. Inside connection we can emit anything. Okay, and on the client, let's say on the server, when I emitted hello and I passed world, so on the client I'll just say socket.on hello. So when this hello will be triggered from backend, I will receive some data and I can do whatever so this is what it is. That is as simple as that. You emit and you perform a on. So when you listen for a emit in the on, and whatever thing you can do, it is the same. The same is on the vice versa is applicable for the case. So if you are on the client, if you are emitting something, then you have to perform a socket.on in the server. Okay, this is very simple. So when exactly do we need to perform our stuffs? Okay, do we need this? Obviously not. We don't need anything on the connect. What we need, what we are worried about over here right now is that so when I am performing a mouse down, okay, I should trigger a begin path for other nodes, okay, for other connections. When I am moving the mouse, I should also emit to every connection that, okay, I am moving the mouse, so you also draw something. Okay, that is what it is. So that is, and when I perform a mouse, this is mouse down, this is mouse move, and this is mouse up. I really don't think we'll have to do anything on the mouse up. We'll just have to worry about mouse move and mouse down, and that is what we'll be needing. So let us quickly see and get this into the action, because we have every logic to perform a begin path and a draw line on the client. We just have to trigger them on the socket events. Okay, that is it. Let's see how it is done. So when I am performing a mouse down, okay, when I am performing a mouse down, I should say something like socket.emit, okay, and I'll have to perform a begin path. Okay, so I'll say that I am doing a begin path, and I'll provide you the coordinates. Okay, because the begin path function needs a xy coordinate. Okay, so I'll just say the x would be event.client.x, and the y would be event.client.y. Don't worry if you are not able to understand it right now. Once we have one example running, you will just understand it like anything. Okay, so socket.emit begin path, will save this. Okay, and we'll have to listen for begin path in the server. Okay, so we'll head on to our server code. We have this connection, server connected. Below this, I'll just say socket.on. Okay, and what was the name of the event that we want to listen for? Begin path. Okay, so I'll say socket.onBeginPath. When I am getting this thing, when I am receiving this arg, okay, I am getting the xy coordinates as an object over here. I wanna emit to other socket connections. Okay, so to emit to other socket connections except for the sender. So if I am sending, okay, if I go to my project, okay, if I am moving my mouse, so I want that this event begin path should be transmitted to every other socket connections excluding me. I should not be receiving this connection on my server so that this drawing will be drawn twice. Okay, that doesn't make sense. Okay, I want to say that if I am triggering, I am the originator, I am the sender, I should be sending events to other clients. Okay, I should not be receiving one. I should be the sender, not the consumer. So to do that on the backend, you just have to do something like socket dot broadcast dot emit, and you can emit the same name or you can change the name depending upon your understanding, but I am just keeping the name same. It can be different as well. It can be bablu chiplu or whatever you want. Okay, so I'll just emit it and I'll just pass those arguments as it is. Okay, and I'll restart the server. Okay, not restart it right now because we have to do the same for the draw. Okay, so I just got the emit for it, and what I'll do is I'll say socket dot on begin path. Okay, it will not give me the name, so I'll just copy this begin path. Okay, and yeah, so begin path, and I'll just create a function called handle begin path. You can come up with better names if you have, but for now I'll be just going with this handle begin path. So const handle begin path equals to function. Okay, this is it, and I'll just go ahead and call our begin path, actual begin path function. So I'll be receiving the arguments, or we can call it path. This is really good. So I'll say it should be path.x and path.y. Okay, this is it, and I'll do the same for draw. Okay, not here, over here, socket.emit. So when we are drawing the lines, so I'll call it draw line, and if we go back to the server, I want to do the same just for the event name draw line. Okay, so what we are saying that when I put a mouse down, I trigger an event from the client begin path. This would initially broadcast this message to other clients with this event name as begin path, and whatever x and y coordinates I have passed over here, it will be passing it here as well. Okay, so we come back to our server, and I'll create one for draw line, and I'll call it handle draw line. Okay, we can copy this. We can call this as draw line, and I can just call my draw line function over here. And obviously we'll need to clear this off. Okay, it is very important to clean up the functions. You can clean off by doing a off. Okay, and let us see these guys in actions. Okay, server connected, client connected. Let's refresh, and let me duplicate it, and let me put this over here, and let me put this over here in the side so that we can see it. can get rid of this, we can refresh this, we can refresh this, and look, this is totally amazing, right? I can increase the brush size, I can draw. Okay, the colors are not updated because we haven't actually emitted an event to change the config, but the drawings are working fine. Okay, the drawings are working fine. We need to improve on this, so we can definitely have a room to improve. Okay, so we'll get back to the code. So we are missing the configs. Okay, so for config we'll need the same stuff. Okay, uh, for let us create one thing for config. Let's call it as change config, and I'll just emit the same from the backend. Okay, so on backend we don't have much stuff. I think this is it. That is all we need right now. We'll be of course modifying it to serve it for our production purpose. Okay, when we deploy it on this server, so we'll definitely need to change these URLs and dynamically check the presence of dev environment and production environment. But for now, let's keep it as it is. So I'll have a change config, and I want to trigger this change config at what event? Probably when I change the colors, that is the place. So if I just copy this socket for now, and if we move to toolbox, so this is a place where we are updating our brush and the color. Isn't this the same place where we should trigger our event? Right? You got it right. You are absolutely genius. So over here, when I am updating the brush size, I am saying that socket dot emit inside the toolbox. When I am updating the brush size, when I am updating the color, this is the exact place where I have to perform a change config. All right. So I'm saying that, oh, hey socket, there was a new change in the config. Either the color was changed or either the brush size was changed. So the color would be color. Okay, because we are changing the brush size. So color would remain as it is. The size will now be event.target.value. Pretty, isn't it? And whenever there is a change in the color, the new color would be like this, and the size is gonna remain the same. The size is going to obviously point to one coming from the redux store. Okay, and let us add a new line for readability. Okay, this is it. These guys are emitting. This is emitting. The client is emitting. The server is listening, but the server is also emitting back. It is broadcasting back. So where exactly are we listening to this thing? Okay, so we are not listening to this thing anywhere. We should instead just copy this, go to our board, and remember when I told you that I'll make it justified of moving this thing to a change config. So here is my time. Okay, so socket dot on, this is the place where the board will change colors, right? So if I am getting a change for config signal from the backend and I'm getting something, all I have to do is I'll have to perform a change config. Okay, but not like this. Okay, this is a pretty bad way of doing it. I can create one function, or instead we can just do something like this. All right, I think we'll need a handler. Okay, we'll need a handler. So const handle change config, because we need to extract the values out. So I'll just say change config. I get the path or the config. So okay, this is the change config, and the change config is expecting color. Okay, I think we need to pass color and size. There is no way around. So color and size. So we'll be saying config dot color config.size. Okay, and this handle change would go over here, and obviously we need to clean this up. So we'll copy this and write off, and it should actually work. Let us see. Let's refresh this. Let's refresh this. We are getting a black. I update the brush size. I made it red, and still no results. Okay, let's check what is happening. So let's come back to the client. So socket.on change config handle config change, and there is a change config color and the size. And let us try to log if it is actually receiving the infig. Console.log config, and there we are. Okay, so it is actually receiving, but it is not updating. This is strange. So these guys are not updating the values. So let us try to debug this and see. So we are changing the config, obviously. Color and size. Oh, the silly mistake. So we'll actually have to consume, and this should work now. Silly mistakes. So I'm drawing. I increase the size and it is red. And voila, this is working absolutely great. If we can see erase. Yeah, erase is also working. This is absolutely fine. Cool. So we have got our basic stuff. We have set up our server. We have emitted all the events. So time for us, we have achieved a milestone. On the next step, we'll be pushing these things onto the server and see them live. All right. Okay, so we are here at the very last part of the project. We are going to deploy this on the server and see how it's working. So if you don't have a Vercel account, go to vercel.com, create one account and come back here, add your GitHub repository. And so go to add new project. Okay. And here I have created, this is my server and this is my sketchbook. This is not updated frequently. Let me check once. So sketchbook, go import, project name, NextJs, and click deploy. Okay, that is all we have to do. It will create a deploy thing. Deploy task is initiated. It is performing a build, and post build it will give you a deployment summary. It will be checking something and adding the domains. So let's just wait for it. And meanwhile, what we can do is we can go on to render. Okay, you go to render, you go to login, and okay, so over here now, once you're over at your dashboard account of the render, create a free account, nothing paid. Okay, go to new and create on web service, create new web service, deploy and build from GitHub repository, click next, connect repository, JS Cafe Sketchbook server, click connect, and service name, so JS Cafe sketch book server, keep it Singapore, branches should be master, runtime should be node, and the build command is node index.js. Okay, not the build command is npm install, and the start command is node index.js. Okay, this is on a free plan, so create web service and let it deploy. Okay, so it is building and performing stuffs. Meanwhile, our project is also done. Congratulations. No screenshots available. Okay, no problem. And if we click on visit, see, this is what we are getting. Okay, so this project is deployed, but the catch over here is, if you look at the console, see, it is still trying to connect to localhost 5000 as a backend server, which is not in the case. Okay, our backend will be deployed over here, somewhere else. Okay, this is deploying. So meanwhile, we'll just wait for it to deploy and send us the URL. Okay, it did something. JS Cafe. I think this is the URL. Yep, I think this is it. So this is the URL. We copy it. We go to our sketchbook in the socket. Okay, remember where we added this locally, right, in the code. So we'll have to do something like const URL equals to if process dot env dot node environment equals to production. Then for production use this. Otherwise, if it is not a production, use this. Okay, this is a ternary operator, and I pass the URL, and that is it. Okay, so I just push it git add dot git commit minus m provide b end point. Okay, get push origin master. So we have pushed it to master, and once we push it to master, you can see that if you go to deployments, it will automatically start building from the master. Okay, you don't have to re-trigger the deployment again. It is happening automatically. Okay, there is nothing to worry on this part. The thing you have to okay, so over here when I am drawing, you can see that it is not giving any error, but still we haven't whitelisted it from our we have not whitelisted the client. So this is our client. Okay, sketchbook sigma, okay, Vercel app. Okay, this is our client, so we have to validate this on the backend. So over here also we'll have the concept of production and development. So we'll say that const is dev equals to app dot settings dot env equals to development. So this is it. So we'll say const URL equals to, if it is dev, then use localhost 3000. Okay, otherwise what do you have to do? Otherwise we have to get the client URL. Okay, we have to whitelist this client. Okay, so this is what we want, and without the slash. Okay, so we will add this URL over here, we will add this URL over here, and I think this is sorted. So we will add it like this and say git commit minus m white list client. Okay, git push origin master. Okay, let us wait for it to happen. So if we go to dashboard, JS Cafe Sketchbook server, another deployment started. Okay, the deployment is happening. So let us see. Let us come back. The deployment man deploy latest commit. So it is deploying it, cloning, checking out the branch master, using node version. Is this? Then they are uploading the build. They are deploying it. Okay, and deploy is live for the whitelist client. Okay, so this is working now. Deploy succeeded. Now if we go to this thing, okay, let me refresh and create two things over here and over here. Okay, and where was the other one? Yeah, these two guys. Let us refresh again and see. See, it is working. Now if I change the color, it is red. Okay, and if I erase, I think there was one bug. We have to look into it, but this is what it is. Okay, so it is erasing. Okay, so this was our application of Sketchbook. We have deployed it successfully and it is working fine. The source code is available uh, on the GitHub. You can check it out and create your own version. Hey, before stopping the video, I have a quick message for you. So this was a great video. Okay, this was a great series. I worked really super hard to get this 4 hour length content for you, 4 hour length project for you, and indeed this I worked super hard on this. So if you are making this parallelly with me and you have so far finished and deployed everything, then please share your journey on LinkedIn, on Twitter. Okay, share what you have built with me. Tag me there and try to spread the word as much as possible. Trust me, I have worked super hard on this particular project, be on the UI, be on the whole design, okay, be the whole code. I have worked really hard on this project. So I'm really expecting that you like this video so that it reaches others, it helps other, okay. I often see that you people are not liking my videos. Instead, you watch it but you don't like it. So I also need some motivation to make come up with more innovative content. This was just the one part of the whole series, front end projects. Okay, this was just one project. I am having many more such projects for you. I would be building video conferencing tool. I would be building Google Sheets and I Google Docs and many other ideas that I have, and I would be coming up with those videos real soon, that too for free on YouTube. So please support me, please support this video, like this video, share this among your friends, आग की तरह फैला दो इसको. And also please tag me on LinkedIn, tag me on Instagram, tag me on Twitter with your project which we have built just now. Okay, show me your version of your code, and if you have any improvements implemented, and then show me on the Twitter, on the social media. I'll be happy to see you all growing with me. And if by chance if I helped you all with any of the placements, then please at least do let me know. Okay, I have been getting DMs and messages, but I still feel that I need to convey you all that, okay, if I was able to contribute something, then please let me know so that it would make my day. And again, like this video and share this with your friends. This was all in this particular video. This is Vedant signing off. See you in the next one. Till then, take care. Goodbye.